Hello, and welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I am your host, Captivated Christian. As you come on in the room, welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you. Today, you guys will be my co-host. Brother Nate is not with us today, but definitely prayer is going out to him as he's working through some family stuff. Definitely keep Brother Nate and his family in your prayers at this time. But, we must go on and, politics don't stop. So, of course, I know he wouldn't have it any other way but me to continue to go on. So, as usual, here I go. And welcome to everybody. What's going on, Sheila? Hey, my 2 cents. How are you? What's going on, L? JC, what's going on? My sister in my head. You're like my little big sister. In my head, definitely. It's a pleasure to see everybody. So without further ado, let's get started. Hopefully everybody's having a great start to their week. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but we can wish for Friday already. But like I said, hopefully everybody's having a good week. And without further ado, as always, let's get it started with some news. And excuse that. All right. News updates. So there's not too many news updates. The biggest news update that I will stress until Election Day is early voting has started in many states. Early voting has started in the state of Georgia. Early voting has started in the state of Texas. So, and some other states, check your local listings. I will post the listing in my community wall, but please check your local listings and find out when the early voting starts. I know Maryland starts Thursday, I want to say. Yeah, the 27th. So Maryland starts on Thursday. A lot of states have already started. Please get your ass out there and vote. I was just listening to Joy Reid as I was getting myself together. And it shocked me that a reporter asked a black woman what were their concerns during this midterms, like what were their main concerns to vote for. The first thing that came out of her mouth was economy. And I'm thinking they're voting not only to eliminate your right to choose what the hell you want to do with your body, but they're also eliminating your right to vote. And the first thing you can think about is the economy. You wouldn't be a part of the economy if you don't have the right to choose and if you don't have the right to vote. The economy wouldn't matter to you. We'd be back, almost pushing back towards slavery. So those things wouldn't matter to you because you wouldn't be included in that if, in fact, they had their way with pushing away voting rights as well as women rights. So as a woman, I would, I was like, oh, that's weird. That the first thing you think about is the economy. Um, yeah, me too, JC. I can definitely agree with you on that. I am definitely nervous. There's no doubt about it. But I do hope that people do actually pull through and vote. I mean, as much as they do to try and deny the right to vote. Hey, Miss New, what's going on? Nice to see you. Hey, Babs, what's up? Hey, Jay Parrish, what's going on? Haven't seen you. Long time no see. Ain't been a month of Sundays. But, as much as they try to push us against voting or kind of minimize our right to vote, if we keep showing up at these polls and we keep turning out the numbers that we're turning out, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, the Democratic Party is the best that it could be by far. But at the same time, if we're really, kind of weighing the balances here, the Republican agenda is definitely to get rid of our right to vote without a doubt. We can sugarcoat it and try and make it seem like, oh, that's not really what they're doing. They're doing this. No, hell no. The actual borderline is to get rid of the vote by any means necessary. Speaking of which, we can kind of, because a lot of these stories kind of intermingle. Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, otherwise known as Ron DeSantis, he himself has put together a election force, basically going after people who have voted recently in the last election, who were once incarcerated and was cleared to vote. Got paperwork and everything. So it wasn't like they just went to the polling and just, pulled the lever or pressed the button and it was a done deal. No, they were cleared to vote. He has gone out with this vigilante police force and arrested people. One of the people that were recently arrested has just been acquitted of, I don't even know if it's a thing, but he voting illegally. So he has been acquitted. He plans to sue civilly, of course, as he should. But this sets precedent that, you can't go around policing folks because they're not voting in your interest. And I think we as a people need to kind of, at this point, wake up and realize that, yeah, okay, we may have some sort of political power now, but give it a year or two and we'll be out of the running. If you can look at what's going on in Los Angeles right now with the whole Democratic Spanish sector, basically when the tapes came out about the lady calling one of the kids a monkey and that whole debacle, and then one of the officers who was a part of this whole secret meeting basically saying that he's not stepping down at all because he knows that he has the political backing of his community, because they don't look like us, to support him in, regardless of the fact that he participated in this racist talk. So this is the kind of thing that we're up against. So we're not only up against the quote unquote white man, we're up against a lot of different facets that, were created to make it so we're all divided, to make it so there's not a black and a brown, that there's a black and there's everybody else. And we got to fend for ourselves, in other words. And it's no help when we have people who have larger platforms like Killer Mike, going around trying to pander both sides of an argument when clearly we're looking at Georgia here. For example, Georgia, Kemp, who's the governor currently of Georgia, was also the attorney general of Georgia, who was in charge of the elections, who purged thousands, hundreds of thousands of votes that would have went to Stacey Abrams. They took him to court. The judge ruled in Stacey Abrams' favor. And yet again, here we are again with her running we have Kemp, who's definitely tried to destroy the Voting Rights Act, has eliminated not only Sunday voting, which is a big voting block for African Americans, because of course on that Sunday is where you go, like after church, you would go vote during the early vote. He has eliminated that. He has moved polling places, and this is not only here, that's not only in Georgia, that's also in Florida, also in Texas. They have moved polling places further away, so people who do not have transportation, would usually give up and not vote. However, if you check with your local Uber and Lyft during election day, and they may be doing it earlier to kind of cut down on the early voting, get an early start, they may be either giving discount rates and or free rides to the polling places. So definitely want to check that out. But yeah, all this stuff is happening, and it is happening right before our eyes. So when we think that, the only thing that matters is the election on, for the president, or this stuff doesn't really, kind of interact with me, it don't have nothing to do with me, it's bullshit. It has everything to do with you. Your local officials run exactly what's going on in your state. So when you can't get help for your loved ones because they may be in facilities, when you can't even get help for yourself because of a natural disaster. Am I frozen? Hold on. Am I frozen? If I'm frozen, or you can hear me or not hear me, press 1 in the chat if you can hear me, 2 in the chat if you can't. But yeah, your local elections are everything. Okay, thank you, Ms. New. Your local elections are everything, and I mean everything. So everything that comes down from the government, like a student loan forgiveness, all that, if all that gets passed, if your local government says, no, we're not going to take that program because we don't believe in it, it's not happening. It's not happening. And the people you can fault is your local elected officials. Now, a lot of people don't believe that. They just, oh, well, that's not true. It's very much true. It is very much true. That's why a lot of states don't have the proper everything that goes with Obamacare, because some states said, oh, I'll take this and I won't take that. But you won't know that because one, that the Democrats don't do, which I wish they would do, is really tell the truth on what a lot of these local officials, what they accept and what they won't accept into their government programs. Because they'll definitely have their hand out for the money, but when it comes to you to collect, they will definitely tell you, what they won't take and what they will take. So it's definitely something that we definitely need to be mindful of, especially for those people down in Florida. I mean, a lot of those people in Florida, I know you voted for Trump and everything else, and you voted for DeSantis, and you stood in your shit, and you were so proud. But when that hurricane hit just a week and a half ago, yeah, you're singing a different tune now. Now you're talking about, oh, Biden's not doing anything, but it's not Biden's doing. Actually, your government, your local officials, every single one of them voted against natural disaster relief for every state, including their own. So when it hit, and then you sit here and go, oh, where's the money? Oh, I need FEMA to fix, my house or what have you. It's not going to come that quick because remember, your state denied it. So, and that's just things that in reality, it happens. It is what it is. So again, just be mindful that is the type of stuff that we are dealing with. Among other stuff, of course, we like to talk about COVID because it's still alive and well. So real quick, we're just going to discuss the different variants. I do have something else that I wanted to drop, but I'll drop it on my community wall about the 3 reasons why we still have the C19. And that's mainly because of the ignorance of people. Mind you, from the president on down, had he taken it seriously, we wouldn't have these many variants. Variants happen when there's a mutation of a virus because some people have, taken the proper steps, whether it be vaccination or completely wearing your mask and not being around social groups and all that kind of stuff. And others just decided, you know what, I'm not doing that. When there's more people who's deciding I'm not doing that compared to the people who do, there's definitely a problem. and things will start to grow and mutate. And that's where we end up with. Also, I forgot this updated news. Brittany Griner, the Russian court has rejected her plea for a shorter sentence term. I'm not surprised. Of course, they're not. They're in a war with Ukraine right now, with the U.S. and the rest of the NATO nations actually supporting Ukraine with military equipment, while at the same time, the United States and other nations are paying Russia for oil. I mean, it makes no sense, but whatever. So, of course, they're going to play with her and put her life kind of like in limbo because of what's going on. And this is why I say, too, that we have to be mindful of the situations we go into, whether even if it's for a vacation or whatever it is, know what's going on. I think there's a website actually by the State Department where you can log in and it gives you like the information, like you let them know when you're leaving, where you're going, and it let you know what's going on in that nation before you leave, any new updates when you get ready to leave, and it also registers you so the State Department knows that you are in that location if, God forbid, something goes left and they know you're there, which I think is definitely a very important thing for people to have who travel, but it's mindful that we all pay attention to what's going on. We are not in an age where we can be ignorant to stuff. We have too much at our fingertips to not be aware of what's all going on. All right. Hey, what's going on? Goddess Speaks. What's up, Lex Young? What's going on, everybody? Welcome. So, yeah, definitely want to pay attention to that. I'll play that later. I don't even know if this even is worth talking about, but former President Donald Trump has been discussing having Marjorie Taylor Greene run as his running mate. I mean, in 2024, I really don't care. I just think, that's just buffoonery. I mean, it's like, if you want to win, run a woman of color, run a woman, and why not make that great? I mean, he doesn't care anything about women. So if you really think that he thinks that this woman or any woman is his equal, that he can actually run a nation with and actually, kind of bounce ideas off of, she's just as loony as he is. I wouldn't even do it. Caring So, what's going on? Nice to see you. I just think it's buffoonery at this point, and we need to let this person go. So moving right along from that, that was the 3 reasons we still have COVID. I need to make sure I put that up. And this was... Oh, did he die? Was this the same guy that... Hold on. Oh, it's taking too long to load. One moment. I hate when that happens. All right, so some of these stories are taking too long to load because I know where I was at. All right, so as far as gas prices too, the U.S. sells some oil to reserves as Biden tries to tackle these gas prices ahead of an election. Don't be fooled by the gas prices. They do this every election. They hike the gas prices up so you can blame the person in power that the gas prices are high, and depending on who wins, then they trickle it on down, or they kind of keep it the same. It's all a game they play with your money. At the end of the day, I'm more concerned about the actual CEOs that own these oil companies, how they're able to make money regardless, and we're the ones that suffer at the pump. So I think at the same time, they're not hitting up their pockets for all the subsidies that they get from the government, and not hitting their pockets for the taxes that they evade and all these other things. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm done playing the gas game with these people and these politicians, as if that really makes a difference. They do this every year. They do this every election. It's done every summer. It goes down during the winter. And as soon as the weather starts to change and vacationing, people start having the itch to vacation, gas prices go up. And they stay up all summer. They go up and they go up some more. And by August, they're even up a little bit more because that's the last getaway that everybody's going to try to take before you start. Then if there's an election season, it's going up again. And it'll teeter back and forth and in between. And by the time, say, the new year hits and we're in dead of winter and nobody's really moving, then it'll go back down again and it'll go back up. They play this game all the time. And I think it's ridiculous. You work in energy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this stuff is not, it's not going down at all, no time soon. So we just got to be mindful that things are not changing in the way that we would like them to, but things are going up. And, you know, there's bills to pay. I mean, you know, people don't like to look at that aspect of it, but there are definitely bills to pay. There was a tax cut that the rich got, you know, and everybody was just, well, I got a little extra change. Not as much as the millions and billionaires got. They got a lot more than you. And now the bill is due. And who always gets stuck with the bill? We do. So it's like, you know, going to dinner with a friend and that friend never has money and you got to end up always paying the bill. But you was asked to dinner. It's like, bitch, you asked me. So why didn't you pay it? But that's always the case. And I wish normal people got that. Whatever you vote. But know that when they start talking that tax cut and you feel like, oh, I'm going to get a piece of that. Trust and believe the little couple $100 or couple of hundreds of dollars or even $1,000 that you may have gotten in your taxes from that tax cut, the millions and upon billions of dollars that the other people got, and definitely is nothing but a bunch of pennies in comparison, if that. So trust and believe it's a lot larger. Can we please consider a grant in solar panels? Yeah, I mean, and those things work. I mean, but of course, a lot of people, you know, don't really pay attention to the alternatives, but solar panels work. First of all, you can get government funding for them or either some taxes taken off at the end for having solar panels. I mean, it's an alternative. But of course, you know, you got to own your house. You can't just be renting and talk about them. Can I have solar panels to help on my energy? It's not the way it works. But if you own your home, yes, you can definitely do that. That's definitely an option. So it's definitely something you can all look into. Let's see what else I got here. A Florida inmate who starved himself. Oh, where'd it go? I hate when it happens. 1 second. Okay, so we're just gonna skip that one because I don't know where that one went. Let's see. No, we're not gonna do that one right now. That's for them gross white folks because they're nasty. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, we just start doing this. Soon gets on my nerves with these damn pop-ups. We get on my last note. Oh, we did talk about this a couple of weeks ago, but it did pop its way back up, which is definitely something very important, about the study of racial disparities in natal deaths. We talked about early on, I think about 2-3 weeks ago, Black women and the lack of care that a lot of Black women get due to prenatal care and lack of facility care and, you know, all those type of things that happen because, of course, we don't get the proper medical care that we should in our communities because we don't get the funding and, you know, other things. But again, racism is a system of everything. It's not just education. It's medical. It's social. It's you know, policing. It's everything. And healthcare is just another facet of it. So in this article, and I will drop these all later, but this deals with the disparities in natal care, and there are a lot of natal deaths, baby deaths, or infant deaths due to the lack of health care. And a lot of Black women have been dying too, as well. So there's been a lot of not only deaths of the child, but death of the mother. And that's something that definitely needs to be paid attention to. I know a lot of people are always, we always praise the Black woman for always being the savior during election season, but we don't talk about the hardships of child care and childbearing that a lot of Black women go through because of doctors thinking, oh, well, you're strong as an ox, or you can take the pain, or when they're complaining of pain and issues and things of that nature, they go unheard and ignored, which all of that has to stop. So if we know of anyone who is, pregnant or going through this and they're, reaching out to you or just sharing their story with you, you might want to suggest to start going with them to their appointments, and just so that they have support. A lot of times, a lot of these members of our own families don't have the support that they need from us. So a lot of these things go unnoticed and untalked about. But it's time that we start to make a change. Because again, we got to be the change that we want to see. So that's definitely something we need to do. Let's see. Oh yeah, we talked about the crackdown thing for DeSatan. I can't stand him. Talked about her. Yeah, we already talked about the COVID, the variants that are already spreading through the United States. So be on your P's and Q's. I did talk about that, but I don't want to do that. I did talk about the Killer Mike situation, which I think with him and a lot of other, not even political, but stars who kind of jump into the political arena. I get it if you support who you support, but this playing the game of kind of both sides, I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but I'm going to listen to both sides. No way you're sitting there listening to a man who's clearly trying to vote against your people, but because you are in a different tax bracket than the rest of your people, you're going to sit down and actually listen to this man and hear what he has to say, when what he does may not affect you personally that much because you're in a different tax bracket, but the people who have less than you, who still live in those areas, it will affect them. So the fact that you could sit there and actually think that you can hear somebody out is ridiculous to me. And I really just thought he was a smarter, just altogether gentleman about that than to sit there and actually have a conversation with Brian Kemp, which only perpetuates this kind of macho, manly attitude that only men can rule, only men can, be leaders, which I think is ridiculous. And shout out to you, Goddess, for your not like walking back anything that you had to say in regards to these men who kill me, who talk about, a man is supposed to be 70% of the relationship and the woman 30. And it's just like, but if you're not pulling your 70, then how the fuck can you even have a conversation and talk about anything that you're doing as a man when you're not even doing your 70? I think that that's ridiculous. But again, there's this development of this European mindset that the man is the head of the household, that the man is this, that, and the other. And it's like, these men aren't doing shit. They talk, they get together and they get on these platforms and they talk a lot of bullshit. They talk in circles, but none of them are actually doing anything. The fact that they sat there and when they didn't like what she said because she wasn't being submissive to their bullshit, because they weren't saying anything of substance. It was straight bullshit. That the first thing that came out of his mouth was, bitch, whatever he said. And all I heard was bitch. And I'm like, wow, that was rich. You went from trying to act as if you're such this philosophical thinker to the moment you disagreed with what she had to say, she became a bitch. And it was like, what? But y'all supposed to be the ones that got it all together, that know how to lead not only your families but the rest of us to this promised land. If you don't go sit the fuck down, but that's and that's what we're dealing with. So not only do we have issues with people outside of our community, we're dealing with the bullshit in our own communities. That at some point it's like, okay, enough's enough. You either put up or you shut up. But a lot of people like to come here because this is where they get to, like, sound like they know what they're doing, sound like they're about something. And in their everyday lives, they're not doing shit. Most of them are sitting behind black backgrounds or avatars, and their life, there's nothing but this is their entertainment. This is their validation in life. But yeah, so it's just time for us to research for ourselves, know the candidates for yourselves, know their agendas for yourself, and vote for yourself. Let alone, yeah, we do have to be, selfish sometimes and vote for our self-interest. But at the same time, if my interest is say at one particular point, if my interest is maybe a 2%, and I know my people's interests outweigh my little 2% of interest, I would go with my people, because at the end of the day, my people are more affected than me just wanting, oh, well, I just wish that they would, pave my street. But if this Republican is just talking about paving the street, but at the same time disenfranchising the rest of my people from voting, what the fuck do I give a shit about my street for? Like, I mean, I can work around that. I can find a different way to, to maneuver around my neighborhood. I just don't understand how we just cherry pick certain things and not really pay attention to what is at stake here. There is so much at stake. Even like I just said earlier, for women alone, the fact that these white men will be able to tell a woman, period, what to do with their bodies, and the first thing they can talk about is, oh, well, me being a Christian or me being a devout religious person, it's like, okay, well, then you don't have the right to judge or condemn anybody, because that's the first one of your first laws, right? And the fact that they believe this, but then they'll sit right there in church and go, if you're voting Democrat, get the hell out of my church. What? And this stuff is happening around this nation, not only around this nation, but the world. And that's the scary part. This is not just something that is kind of just subject to the United States. There is this attack on race using Christianity to kind of shield this kind of assault on Black people, and the fact that we sit here and fight amongst ourselves is definitely horrible. Hey, Miss Detroit, what's going on? Hey, Patricia Elliott, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And I think briefly, because I was running through some stuff, but they kind of all ran together. I think that was it that I got right now. And let's see. Make sure if I forgot anything. Oh, yeah. Be on the lookout for a rare, dangerous flesh-eating bacteria that has been infecting Florida residents. Says, I'm sure that since the hurricane, a lot of this shit has happened, because that's what happens, hurricanes mix up some shit and things start happening. And yeah, so Florida, y'all got a lot to worry about. Y'all definitely have a lot to worry about, especially bacteria in the floodwaters. So yeah, that is crazy. The Department of Health has seen about 65 cases of this flesh-eating virus, and they've had 11 deaths due to this bacteria back in 2020, this year. Lee County, and yeah, it's made landfall in Lee County on September 28th with the Category 4 storm. So definitely Florida, be on the lookout. Always Florida, always something. Between you and Texas, I don't know who's worse. And mind you, the Farmer's Almanac just came out, yesterday or the day before yesterday, and they said it's going to be a cold-ass winter. So news alert for Texas. Please make sure you definitely get your heaters or your generators, because Governor Hot Wheels don't pay no electric bills, and your shit will get cut off, okay? And y'all be without power for like 3-4 weeks and freezing. So, do what you got to do, but prepare yourself, because they say it's going to be a very cold winter. Let's see. Did I forget anything that I didn't kind of run through? All right. So I got everything that I wanted to run through about kind of newsworthy. So if there's any place that you're looking for me or want to drop a story or you find something that you think I'd be interested in, you can always find me at one of these locations, and I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. All right, so just real quick, we'll just go into it. So this is the segment I like to call, of course, Who Said That? And it goes something like this. Hey, who said that? Hey, who said that? 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 All right. So this part of Who Said That, of course, we talk about everything from YouTube to just any and everything. So I'm going to drop the link once I can get back to there. And of course, you're welcome to pabble on and, just keep it respectful. Not too bad. We can agree to disagree. Don't you dare do it. No, we're not doing that right now. Excuse me. Thank you. We can agree to disagree, and that's all good. But you gotta just, keep it cute or keep it on mute. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure that was off. All right. So first off, let's go with Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry recently talked. I think he was on Sway and the People and some other stations where he talked about firing his whole accounting staff because when he found out the IRS owed him $9 million. Personally, I think they were trying to get him. I just think so. I think they was just trying to get him hemmed up to where in which he would be owing the IRS and he'd be in jail somewhere and he would lose everything that he has gained. He has become a big wig in white Hollywood, so I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a setup. That's just my conspiracy theorist head kind of going, but I just don't see it no other way. How do you have a whole team of accountants and you're and when they redo your books, first you was owing the IRS, and then when you get a new team on there, the IRS winds up owing you $9 million. So yeah, he got rid of the whole goddamn team, and as anybody would. Yeah. All right. Good night, Miss New. Thank you for coming. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, $9 million, that's a lot of money. And coming from somebody like his background where he, kind of made it through going through the Chitlin circuit and kind of doing the plays and not having and sleeping in his car to now having a whole goddamn studio. Yeah. $9 million may be a lot of money, but it's still like not a lot of money, but it's still his money at the end of the day. So he would fire everybody and be good with it. Caring Soul, thank you for coming through. I would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so with that, I'm all for it. Let's see. There is this other video. I don't know if I should show it, but YouTube's been acting dumb, and they might try to comment on me for that one. But of course, when mayonnaise goes bad, which is another segment, a little thing I like to do when white people do some crazy dumb shit. This white man basically walks up on this black man who was filming. I guess thought he was gonna like scare him or intimidate him, but he told the man to back the fuck up, and he kept saying it like, "Back up, sir, back up." He was like, "I'm gonna tell you one more time, back up." And he came forward again. He said, "Now, if you come close to me right across this line. I swear, don't do it. And he crossed the line, and needless to say, that white man had 2 shot, blood, red eyes, and a whole busted forehead as he stood across the street, leaned up against the car, talking about something. But you hit me first. He said, but I told you to get away from me and get out of my space. Um, and needless to say that, yes, granted, we don't need to be the first to violence, but we got to stop letting these people think that they have some power over us that they do not. Because they seem to have fun telling us where we should be. Um, so I'm glad that young black man, or that black man period, put that man in his place, uh, like a lot of other people should when they feel the need to tell us where we should be. Uh, Mind your goddamn business. And start doing that. Um, Personally, I think they need to start making false calls in the police illegal, and these people need to start being charged uh, for that. That would cut down on a lot of the foolishness, but it is what it is. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Let's see. No, no. I can't find it. All right. So that was it on that. As far as what's going on YouTube, nothing that is that much interesting. But the same old that I really found to be interesting too much. But I will say, earlier this morning, Deanna Irving, who sometimes I'm just in the bushes listening most of the time because it's early in the morning and she seems to be the only one up. She was going in on Jay Wilson today, and it was funny. I mean, I can't knock it. It was definitely funny. It wasn't mean and harsh, okay, but it was funny because some people, they can't crack a joke. They got to go so low that you're like, okay, that wasn't even funny, and that was kind of disgusting, and that was a low blow for no reason. But these were just lighthearted jokes, but they were really hella funny. Yeah, they were just hella funny. You just definitely have to listen to it. You'll definitely get a nice little cackle out of it. Now, as far as Jay Wilson responding, I'm sure he will, because he seems to really only respond to women and not a lot of the men who come for him. For what that means, I don't know. But I still thought it was funny. I mean, I guess he must have mentioned her, so she felt the need to clap back at him, but it was just crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, but other than that, that was that. Let's see what else. Rick Reed was going off on Jay Wilson too the other night. I couldn't really hear what he was saying because he sounded like he always. Is it me or does he sound like he always like be gargling or have something in his throat that's like like he's going underwater? It just sounds very much like drowning or almost drowning. It just sounds a little crazy. But the parts I could kind of smuttle through, I was like, oh, okay. He said something about Jay Wilson. To him, Jay Wilson can't hold the tune or something. I was like, okay. But the rest of that stuff, I couldn't really understand. It was a lot of like mucus or something going on in the throat area. So he sounded definitely very much like he needed a lifeboat, almost like how Jack would have been sounding had he was really trying to fight to stay afloat with Rose instead of just in the water. It just sounded very blue, going under. Oh yeah, there was this crazy little clip news article thing that I saw that a Houston woman who had contracted an incurable STD after a janitor, white man, put his penis in her water bottle. Now, it's not funny, but you really got to have you got to have some shit that you put your penis in a water bottle and somebody gets an incurable STD. God damn. What you be fucking? that you just put your penis on a water bottle and instantly somebody has an incurable disease. Like, that is crazy. But yes, this Texas woman has contracted an incurable STD in a bizarre way after the maintenance man, Lucas Diaz, age 50, put his penis in the water bottle. And he's been charged with indecent assault and aggressive assault with a deadly weapon. God damn. Oh, it's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. She said in August, she noticed a foul smell in the employee water dispenser at the doctor's office. Oh, that is just nasty. But if you notice the foul smell, why would you continuously drink the water? I'm confused. I wouldn't even I wouldn't even drink it. What kind of mess is this? What happened? The Mexican National Immigration Working Status that unclear victimizing will continue to work in the building even after management notice. She was working with an attorney. Oh yeah, so yeah, he was the hired cheap help. You know, the Mexicans that they want to get rid of, that they want to keep because they get to pay them less, and they do a lot more work for less. Yeah, that's what he was, and yeah, he put his own nasty infected Peter Weeder in a bottle of water, which infected her with an STD. That's some power. What Samora said, dick is a powerful thing. No, that shit is a powerful thing. That's crazy. That's nasty. That's nasty. He needs to go to the doctor. He needs to go to the doctor. And how being charged with a deadly weapon, that's isn't it like attempted murder or attempted victimhood or something? There should be he should be yeah, he should be going to jail a long time for that. That's disgusting. Um but yeah. So now, not only gotta watch your everything, you gotta watch the water and stuff you leave behind. You go into the bathroom and you leave your office door unlocked or open, and you leave your cup sitting around. Put something on top of it. Mm-mm-mm. Just crazy, 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 crazy. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think that was it. So he's doing it the last one. Let's see. I'm trying to see if that other story would populate back so I can see what it was. But it won't come back. Oh, yes. Also in Texas, too, for those of you who have children who are students, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but Texas students are getting DNA kits to help identify bodies in case of an emergency. Now, this is the sad part that they are starting to grow so accustomed to gun violence in schools. Now, mind you, they've always talked about gun violence in urban city schools, and yet we have all the metal detectors and the over policing of our inner city schools. And the only thing that they want to do to help protect students in non-urban areas or give them DNA tests so they can identify their bodies just in case of an emergency. I think that that's absolutely ridiculous. That you forego every other thing to protect these kids, yet you want to have them take DNA tests so they can be identified. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. But I'm truly convinced that Republicans don't care nothing about a baby or a child or even, a person growing up to be a child. All they care about is this argument of a fetus. That's it. That's it. That's all they care about. They could give a goddamn about the child once it gets here to feed it, clothe it, take care of it, all that stuff. They don't give a shit. All they care about is, the argument over who has the right to say what about a fetus? This just doesn't make any sense. Students taking DNA tests so they can identify bodies in case of an emergency. All right. Anyway, on to other things. Stuff keeps pulling me back. I swear. Yeah. So, other than that, let's see what I have watched. School of Good and Evil on Netflix. It was okay. I thought it was going to be a series, but it turns out to be a movie. It was decent. It was decent. I just can't get over Kerry Washington's mouth. It's maybe just me. With that little overbite she has, it just drives me crazy. I just be like, could you put some braces on or something? It's just, everything. She just has that one face where she just makes it. Her teeth kind of buck. It's just, stop making that face. Yeah, so that's a pretty good film. I haven't caught up because I know Queen Sugar came on today, so I have to catch up on my Queen Sugar to get all caught up in that. House of Dragons, eh, 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 eh. I, let's see. I was surprised, but wasn't surprised. More surprised towards the end. During the whole thing, I kind of figured that they would do something to where in which uh, his eldest daughter would not. I forgot the woman's name, but his eldest daughter wouldn't become queen after he died because, of course, that was that whole big thing of women not being in power, and they wouldn't let a woman be in power. Similar to what we, deal with today in today's society in 2022, going on to 2023, that women can't hold office or be in a place of power, that men only want to see other men, and there are some women who only believe that men can hold elected offices, which again is bullshit. Like, you vote against yourself. How do you vote against yourself? It's sad to me. How do you vote against yourself? How do you consider yourself a second-class citizen that you think someone else is better than you in governing? When you run households, like you run a whole house. But what do I know? But it is absolutely ridiculous. So definitely check that out if you haven't checked out House of Dragons. I think that's pretty cool. But it definitely deals a lot with the struggle of power between men and women, and how women are viewed amongst themselves, like amongst other women, and how women are viewed as a whole amongst other men. It's definitely something to definitely check out. Hey, what's up going on, Johnny Mac? How are you? So definitely want to check that out because it's awesome, and it may help you see certain things in a different light that you may not have seen before dealing with today's society, which I think is very important for people to check out. Let's see. I've also been watching Ring of Power, or the Ring of Power, which is dealing with the Lord of the Rings, kind of before the rings were formed situation. It's getting good. I mean, it was always good. I mean, I was into that sort of stuff, but it's really kind of sort of getting good towards the end now because it's almost ending out. But I'm waiting for The Wheel to come back. That's on Amazon too. The Wheel of something. Can't think of it, but I know it's The Wheel or something. It's like a witch and these 5 kids. I've watched the whole first series, and it's been so long since I've seen it. I probably got to watch it again to like really get caught up. White women are looking at y'all. What white woman? American Horror Stories. I did hear that the American Horror Stories did come back, and I haven't watched it yet, so I'll probably watch that tonight to get caught up on that. Um, who's to say? Yeah, so I do have some homework to do. Movies. Any movies I've watched? I did see. I told you I saw The Woman King. That was good. I saw Bullet Train too. I think it was Bullet Train, something like that. With What's that man's name? Brad Pitt. I saw that one. That was pretty good. That was decent. What movie you gotta watch my show returning on Netflix? For Manifest. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen it. I did see the one. I've been watching the one with the blind girl. I forgot the name of that show, but I gotta catch up on that. Because I'm a little behind on that, so I haven't got into that. Hey, what's going on, Jay Dunn? Nice to see you. Yeah, The Woman King was definitely good. It definitely talked about the slave trade and how a lot of the African nations got involved in the slave trade and what they tried to do to correct. Well, some of them, what they tried to do to correct the wrong that had been done during that time. So it's definitely something to take a look at. Any new shows or any other things going on or happening, let me know because I'll be sure to be watching them. I know Till is coming out this weekend, so I'm curious to see how their interpretation of the Emmett Till story is going to be. I have watched the miniseries that Will Smith and Jay-Z produced or executive produced. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed that. So I'm curious to see how this movie plays. I know Sister Act 3 is coming. I haven't seen Manifest at all. I gotta check that out. I haven't even seen the first season, I don't think. And I might have, knowing me, I might, because I do stuff like that. Hey, Tanari, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hopefully you are well. And that's about it. That's all I got. I keep umming, but I don't have nothing else to say. Let's see. Yep, that's all I got. I'll drop the link one more time in case somebody wants to pop one up and say something. Oh, and by the way, Rebel, I did tell Nate what you said, and yeah, for the record. I wish I'd known you was in Chicago. I'm so mad at you. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know you lived in Chicago. I really didn't know you lived in Chicago or near about Chicago. I did not know that. Had I known that, then of course I would have definitely let you know I was in your city. I would not have come to your city and not have said anything to you. That's so not something I do. But I had a good time. I definitely had a good time. Oh yeah, for sure. But I had a good time, so I may come back because it was definitely fun. It was definitely fun. You really have to watch it to get into the show. Okay, I get that. Yeah, you're welcome. Crazy. Yeah, we definitely could. I mean, it's just a flight. I don't get on nobody's buddy passes or nothing like that. So, thank God I ain't got to do that. I pay for my own flights, so it's nothing. Just gotta work out some scheduled time. But anyway, oh yeah, and also I did post some stories from All About Mika. She talks about healthcare in the nursing home facilities, which I thought was very informative. So definitely want to check out my community wall. All About Mika talks about her experience being in the healthcare nursing home kind of facility and the different things that you need to look out for if you have a loved one in a nursing home and or if you are thinking about placing a loved one in a nursing home. We're all getting older. Our parents are getting older, so it's definitely something you want to check out for sure. Hey, what's going on, sir?
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Let me fix this audio real quick.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay.
Oh no, I didn't see his car was fixed. That's awesome. Good for him. Glad he got the money up. Hmm.
All right. There you go. Okay. How's everybody doing this evening?
Good, good, good.
Good.
We're just chilling.
Good. 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 Yeah, Rebel. Don't worry about it, man. It gave me a good laugh.
Crazy. Just absolutely,
Definitely gave me a good laugh.
just absolutely very crazy.
No offense taken.
So, absolutely craziness. You can't listen to Rebel. Rebel don't make no sense. Just crazy.
So how you been doing? All right.
I'm good. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm hanging.
Okay, that's good. That's
I'm
good. As
hanging. You know.
long as you're hanging, man. So
Yeah. Hmm.
so you got. Hey, Patty Duke, nice to see you. Oh, you pop up now because Nate popped up. Okay, I
Hmm.
see how you
So that means I have to give you hey Patty Patty. Yeah,
do. Right. Uh, let's
I
see.
said I was gonna be hanging up in the balcony, but old habits are hard to break.
Well, see, that's why I purposely didn't. Usually, I send you the link. I was like, no, I'm not gonna send them the link. Uh, but yeah, no, that's crazy. But the, oh, oh, you got me messing with mature now that Nate said, oh, really? Okay,
Oh,
I see.
you can be
Yeah,
messy.
I see how y'all do. That's fine. That's fine. That is fine. But yeah, no, it's been really chill. Like it's really really chill. I've been just watching, you know, the political stuff, and they all trying to act like they're not scared, but they are because they don't know what the people are going to vote yet.
Yeah,
Which
it's crazy. It is just so crazy.
that is,
I mean, but we should have figured that it was going to be uh, another volatile
yeah, election,
election.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
of
we
course.
should we should have known that.
They're not going down without a fight.
Hmm.
What does he
And
want? Yes, sir.
What do you mean? What does he want?
Exactly. What's that? What does he want?
Anyways, hey
Are-
Nate.
Wait a minute.
hey,
Are you
Rebel, how you doing?
Great.
Good.
Uh, I'm glad that Cap had told you about that because I was very embarrassed about that
Why, Rebel? Why?
because I usually carry myself in such a southern
who?
gentlemanly way.
What? Yeah. Okay.
don't
Uh,
don't be embarrassed.
well, I appreciate that. And I think that I didn't know Tenari stayed in Chicago.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. I didn't. Had I known that, I would have. We would have definitely hit you up. We would have definitely hit you up. I did
So I
not.
guess that means y'all. I guess that means y'all have to plan another trip.
Right.
Yeah, preferably in warmer weather.
Right.
I mean, the weather
Yeah.
wasn't too bad, but
It wasn't too
us
bad.
Southerners don't like anything over 60 degrees, under 60.
No, no. I mean, I'm. Well, let's see. Monday was the coldest I've ever been since being there. Monday it was really really cold. So I was like, "Ooh, yeah, this
What
is."
was the temp?
Uh, I think it had to be around like 30,
Oh,
30 something, 40 something
Oh,
when I left.
where you get that air off of the water?
yeah,
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 that's
it's
what.
a vast difference.
yeah,
That cold air blowing off that water will chill you to the bone.
yeah. I was like, "Ooh, this is cold." I was like, "Get me to the airport quick and fast, please." But other than that, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I could still do that, but I just that Monday I can't do that.
Tonight said she mad at the both of y'all.
Where
Yeah,
I
be mad
wait,
at the both of us.
hey J Dunn. Okay. Yeah, but that what did you think overall of the house? I thought the house was really nice.
No, the house was nice. I mean, it took a while for it to warm the fuck up, but it was nice.
baby, and then you couldn't have your shoes on. That's what the thing, baby. Just
Cold.
Cold floor.
baby, I
Yes.
needed a
Well,
warm mouth on these toes because it was cold in there.
you
It
know
was
what it is too. They probably keep the heat turned low down when there's nobody in there,
Yeah.
and it takes a
yeah.
while.
For it to kick up. Yeah.
But it definitely warmed up, I guess when it was more bodies there, but the temperature just took a while to get up. But the house was really nice. Big house,
As long as you
definitely.
kept the alcohol flowing.
I was going to say
That's what it was.
alcohol warms
Okay.
it up real fast. Alcohol and maybe do edibles and other fun stuff. Does that warm you up too?
Thanks, JC, for administering the shots.
I'm getting on. I'm not getting on the trains no more. I'm good with the train.
Oh,
Okay.
that train went through a residential area off the track. It definitely.
That train hit people. Okay. It wrecked up shop. I'm not doing it. But yeah, no, it was a good time to have that all. My Jack Daniels bottle won't be that big next time.
That's what she said. But I think
She
that
couldn't
Jack
get that because
Daniels.
my Jack Daniels bottle is big all the time. Thank you.
Let me tell you that Jack Daniels. What did we take a shot of? What was that week? Because I'm not. See, listen, I'm a lightweight. And Jay Dunn, you were around me. I don't drink much, so
Very.
that shot was. It was like the devil was pissing down my throat when I took the shot, and it was. Yeah, it was definitely. But it warmed me up to say the least.
Yeah, warmed you up to put you right to sleep.
Well, hell, the edible. Okay.
Use a napper. Use like a
am
cat.
a napper, yes.
You're like a cat. That's what you are. You like a kitty cat. You
Fat,
like
juicy cat. But but yeah, I was
order a nap somewhere.
I was knocked out on that. Listen, I looked at Josh when I looked at that video. I said I was actually asleep on the damn couch.
Yeah, you was asleep on the couch. Are you talking about the music? When we were playing the music song, the music game? Or
Was
before?
I? Oh yeah, it was because I dozed. I was
Yeah.
dozing.
Yeah, that's the cat. You was taking cat naps. You was just...
But the thing is that temperature change was kind of making me a little groggy like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Anyways,
Yeah.
Did you have a time change too?
No, we're in the same time zone. Yeah. What is that little? Don't be blinking them little beady eyes like that.
Well, I can't do it like you with your curled eyelashes.
But it was definitely we had so many little madcap adventures throughout the city. It was
definitely did. It was fun.
Could you imagine if it had been warmer?
If it had been warmer, it'd have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
it'd have been a lot worse.
And I'm glad that what I think that it definitely was a plus that it was a smaller group of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we did too. So if you haven't checked out Sean's little mashup, as Rico would say, of the trip, definitely check it out. It was a nice little kind of collage of everything that we kind of did. It was fun. Yes. And yeah, shout out to those with mega knees because I ain't one of them. It was definitely nice to watch. Sean got up there and did his thing and showed his mega knees paralysis and did his thing. But,
Okay, Marcus dropping it like it's hot, wobbling. I said,
Marcus's job, and that kicking switch thing he was doing like he was a rocket. I thought that was interesting too.
Okay.
Was this before libations or after?
This was before because I don't think because he had gotten there.
Was it before?
Yeah, it was before we really started drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was right. He was ripe and ready.
I don't know. Now I can't say if he was drinking before he came to the house. I don't know that, but this is before.
Because he could have been sipping and got all ready and loosened up. But let me tell you, when he was like, Rebel, you gonna go down? Don't listen.
Not the
table would have been flipped over. The couch would have been turned. I wasn't going down. Not in that way anyway. I mean, I just wasn't gonna try to drop it like it was hot. You know, I did that in my teens about 9 years ago. I was doing that. I'm not.
Wait, did you say 19 years ago?
9 years ago
19,
in my teens.
Oh, 19. Okay.
Boy, I send my snooch over there and tear your throat up like a hamster. You keep talking it. But I
don't tell me you got that snooch like that man had that penis.
Look at Marcus. I mean, he was sober the entire time.
What?
Okay.
Oh, don't even start with that. With the water you was drinking.
The questionable water. Was it the?
Was it flavored? I bet it was flavored.
Was it what was the water that JB drink and Jay Wilson have? What is it called? What's the water?
Oh, them little flavored things he was drinking?
It was a water he was advertising before. I was like, is it that type of water you got?
Yeah, them little flavored water things he was drinking.
What, Huggies? There's a little Huggies.
Definitely not Huggies. I was sober the entire time. Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but definitely check out Marcus and his kick and switch the mashup video. That's very entertaining to watch. Yeah, and I was told I was watching DKL. He said I look like Kenny on the speedboat. I just like let you know I was sitting in the front, so we was getting all the wind straight to the face, and yeah, it was
Kenny
Did
off
you
the
get
South
splashed
Park.
in the face?
Yes. A little bit. You know what happened when we were making that before we had reached the part where they really cranked up the speed?
Mm-hmm.
The water had splashed up, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, I think that's when the hood came on, and I tightened it, and then that's when D. Ramsey like wrapped herself up in 2.3 seconds. And she ain't played no games. That was so quick. I was just like, "Wow, damn."
D wasn't playing, y'all. That's when he said the back part of the boat gets the water, I was like, let me stay the hell away from the back of this boat because they got splashed. Those other people got splashed.
Yeah, those other people got splashed. Yeah, I saw the water.
Man, with that cold water.
Okay, if I was gonna get wet, I wasn't thinking about like that anyway.
You know,
it was definitely cold.
You know what? You're not going there. But that wind was no joke, and being there in the front, shit. I was contemplating my whole life. I had on the wrong jeans. I was trying to be cute, and I was like, "Oh, wait." Wait. So trust and believe, I soaked up every moment we were slowing down, looking at the architecture. I was taking that all in, okay? Because once that boat started speeding up, I was like, But, you know, unlike yourself there, Mr. Rebel, looking cute and stuff, now that I see you in that video, I was like, you look cold as shit.
Because I left my damn hoodie at the house when the Uber driver came because I decided not to drive my car to the airport and it was cheaper to do Uber. So he got there too damn quick. It was like, your driver is 4 minutes away. I'm like, well, damn, I thought it was going to be 10 minutes. He came so quick. Well, I had that on a date. He came so quick, but I was like, okay, let me grab my bag. And the damn hoodie was in the living room, draped across the couch. I said, damn. Now, the corduroy jacket was cute, but not worth any damn thing for keeping you warm.
No, it sure wasn't. You was sitting there holding your head down, trying to keep yourself warm like you was Big Bird. Just nuzzled in. He's like, Rebel. You looked up like, huh?
I thought JC was going to offer me her coat, you know, a Southern woman.
She was cold herself. She wasn't offering coat.
No, only thing she could give you was sympathy.
That's it. So I feel bad for you, baby. I could get close. Maybe you could get some of this warmth, this closeness. But yeah, that
Okay.
up front, that was no joke. See, y'all had people to shield y'all. Y'all had Sean in front of y'all to kind of block some of that. No, we was straight up
That
just
hawk was
straight
coming from every direction, cat. It was
in
hitting. It hit everywhere.
straight in your face.
Maybe that coat was thin.
That coat was here. It was. It had no inside shearling lining, no type of wool. It was just something that you
Lord.
wear on a light little walk.
That's it. It was like, oh, it's a nice fall day. Let me throw on my.
You know what? Lesson learned.
Yes.
Lesson learned. Go up there again.
Trying to be cute. Yeah, but I did hear you. I wanted to talk to you about that too. I did hear you talk about the story about the diner because I remember you just telling me. I was like, yeah, you did tell me that. You was like, why is he looking like that? I was like, what are you talking about? The guy right there. I was like, oh.
And that's funny. And I tell women all these men are a trip because and I did tell a story. When we were sitting in the diner, y'all, the guy, I saw him looking, and I'm just like, and I don't think that every straight man is possibly like that. Of course not.
Right.
But there are just some guys that are, they're very sexually ambiguous, I guess, with their adventures. But he was looking, and then he started moving his legs. You know how an old man be wobbling his legs to the side, he be looking at you.
No.
Well, count yourself lucky. But
Well, I mean, it probably just happens to you because you was wearing them pants, and your snooch was snooching.
oh, cake sitting up fat and plump. But I definitely
As a matter of fact, you were because you did get up when D. Ramsey was in the. So that's probably when he seen it, and then he had to show you what he was working with. So he dropped his leg so you could see his third little arm, and
But he was, and the funny thing is, your girlfriend sitting right on side of you, and you're looking and moving your legs slow, opening and closing like Sharon Stone at 9.5 weeks. Looking at, and I'm like, what the hell? And then the other guy that was sitting at the table was kind of like scoping as well.
Right.
But
man, they never seen those Southern cakes.
Right.
Okay.
Them good old Texas cake. Texas toast.
Oh, baby, old pound cake. But I was just like, oh, what?
Was it lemon flavored?
Oh no, it wasn't lemon flavor. It was this straight up. This is caramel caramel mocha latte freshness.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of.
It is definitely
coffee in there.
That's right. But
it just looked like it had a lot of calories, huh?
No, it looks like
you diabetic. As soon as you bite, you diabetic. But
more like skinny cow.
No, sir. But it was definitely that diner was interesting. It was like we were going to a club.
Well, it was the club. It was the after hour spot.
You letting people come in and look. You think that you scoping the cute girls can come in, and you telling people to wait for tables, and it was definitely. Look at Marcus and JC cutting up in the chat. They
laughing because they're laughing at you because you're a fool.
Listen. I was look, D. Ramsey, they can go all night. Their energy just
yeah, as long as she's doing something. But once she starts to wind down, she winds down.
Baby, they were mocha pound. Okay.
Don't feed it in there. My Jesus, don't do it. That's what got him in trouble. The mocha pound cakes was hurt in the airport. That's why he wheel himself onto that plane.
I'm glad that our friend that came to the house had that idea. She gave us that little golden nugget.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm gonna keep some kind of wrapping tape in my bag so I can wrap my leg before I go.
Oh, see, that's what I do naturally. If the airport is too If I gotta go like way across the other side, oh yeah, I do that instantly. Like, excuse me, I'm not doing that. Yeah, and that's no problem, no shame, no game. I do it there. I do it at theme parks, so I don't be spending those 6 hours in no theme park riding all the rides. 2 hours tops, and I'm done. Okay.
I said that when the lady said, "Well," she said, "How did you hurt your?" She said, "Oh, sorry about your leg. How did you hurt?" I said, "I was in a sling and I jumped down and I hurt my ankle.
In a sling.
I was in a
Of all
sling.
the things you could think of, you thought of being in a sling.
I did.
Yeah, figures.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've jumped off of one before, but it didn't. My ankles are pretty strong. Not strong as Marcus's,
Oh,
but
oh.
they not that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're foolish. Anyway, yes, the
Anyways,
9 bar, we did definitely turn the 9 bar out. It was definitely fun. I definitely enjoyed the 9 bar. You definitely have to go back there and really turn it out. And I downloaded Homegirl's mix thing for $10. It was decent. It's a decent little chill out, clean the house kind of vibe thing going.
okay. Yeah, I heard some of that, but you'll have to send it to me. Thank you.
I'll take a copy.
See, Nate, that part right there.
See, y'all lucky I love y'all.
That's sweet.
Anyway, yeah, so that was that on that. Let's see what else. Oh, I meant to ask you too, did you do any tricks in the wheelchair like the fellow guy? Did you do any backflips and cartwheels and shit?
Nate, did you hear that story as well?
Yeah, I heard that one.
But y'all, let me tell you, me and my 2 cents, I knew the weekend was gonna be a hoot because when we were there, this white guy, was doing little stunts like he was on a damn BMX bike. It was just we look at it, me and my 2 cents, like, wait, what the hell? He was popping willies, and keep in mind, he wasn't wheelchair bound. He was he saw a wheelchair sitting there, he sat in, and then any black girl, woman walked by, he was flirting with them. So he had a thing for the sisters. And
that's right, he wanted to stick his cream in some dark coffee.
He definitely wanted, he was down with the swirl. But I think after the first time I would have fell over in the wheelchair, I would have stayed away from it and kind of, sat down in the regular seating.
No, he was determined to show you guys that he knew what he was doing. Okay?
And he was right. It was just right out of his grasp for that. But he tried it twice. And then I put on the Benny Hill music. And he was just, and we had this Jamaican. They said, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" She was African. My 2 cents. Yeah.
Said he was all nut.
It was definitely an experience. And next time I'll check a bag in because my little damn duffel bag was too full.
Yeah, no, when I travel like that, I don't. If I'm just doing a weekend thing, if I'm, like going maybe a state away, I'll do the little travel bag like that. But if I'm going like far, I need my options.
Yeah, because Imelda Marcos.
Yeah, well, hey, call me what you want, but you won't call me shoeless, okay?
Definitely. So
I didn't even get to put on my shoes for the Sunday brunch thing. I was like, we can't even wear shoes.
And that's what pissed me off. I had cute shoes also. I
had a whole pair of red shoes that would have went nice with what I was wearing. I was like, I'm gonna put on these red sneakers with this, that, now. I was like, oh, that's right, we can't wear shoes in the bitch. So I was like, oh wow.
And I'm like, can't wear. Okay, y'all are really tripping about the shoes because I've never heard that.
I never heard of it. Heels, maybe, but not shoes. Not like just shoes and sneakers. Heels, maybe I could see that because there's a lot of,
Was it marble floors or something?
No, just regular wood. Nope, just regular wood.
Regular wood?
Yep.
What do you mean, just the whole taking your shoes off in the house?
Huh?
What do you mean, just taking shoes off in the house?
Yeah, like you couldn't have shoes on the house at all.
Yeah, you can't wear shoes in my house. When you come as a guest, the first time you come, But or if you're doing some work,
You gotta wear the little slip
you,
over shoe
yeah,
things.
I'll get you something. If you don't have socks on, I'll give you some clean socks. I have a bag
It's
of clean.
different. It's different. I can understand you say your house, but like
Hmm.
an Airbnb. Oh, shut up! This phone. An Airbnb. If we're paying for it, we're
They
paying
probably
for it.
they probably figure you're gonna scuff the floor or something.
Yeah, but that's with cheap shoes. Ain't nobody have no cheap shoes.
No, we all
What?
had red bottoms and Balenciaga. No, but I mean, I can understand, but I just think I had never been to an Airbnb in
Marcus is cutting up. He said you look like a
Airbnb. Oh Lord, like I had went to Florida, I had went to Miami, and had work done.
well, you needed a refund because you ain't supposed to be sitting on your ass.
A
I got the
BBL.
expensive one done, so it's good.
Oh, you had the expensive one.
I got
Oh,
the expensive, the top
okay.
of the
He,
line.
he got money. Give it all to him.
Oh,
He's got
yes, give it all to me.
money.
Yeah, same thing. Because I have a rack at my door for my shoes.
See,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna either have a thing for the shoes. I may do that thing for shoes and condoms when you come. I mean, but
Oh,
not
okay.
when you have
Okay.
guests over.
Like a candy jar.
Yeah,
Yeah, just get it.
Yeah,
Grab it.
just let
grab
them
it,
know. Just
baby.
let them know
Grab
it's not
it.
candy.
Have
Grab a
at it.
handful of it.
Well, you need to have, well, depending on who comes, you need to have two assortments. You need to have the regular ones and you need to have the ones with a little more room for people who need a little more room.
Or even the extra small ones. And this is for guests.
Why,
Like,
why would you bother with the extra small?
well, I mean, they're guests. That's the takeaway gift. If they're just visiting, like grabbing a piece of gum.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's what juicy fruit is for. Or whatever.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm not going. Um, yeah. So
Mm-mm-mm. It's crazy.
but yeah, that's all I got. That is all I got. So just
Wait, is there any other? I was going to ask you, and even you, Nate, what
Mm.
city have you guys not been to or you want to go back to? Maybe just to, for a weekend getaway or.
let's see. So I want to go back to Houston this time because, like, now that I know you, I could bug you.
Of course.
Because I just went by myself, just on the whim dim, and then just checked out some sites and was like, oh, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. So now I would go like to mess around, not mess. I'll take that back, to bug you, and then be like, okay, now where do I go? You got to show me around. Because I went to this comedy. I went to the comedy place, like a Laugh Bar or whatever it was. That was cool. The George W. Bush Park or the something park, whatever that park was. It's a huge park with like a huge train in it or whatever. I went there. But not during the summer, because your heat is crazy. Then some be on your back like, oh, how you doing? Good morning. You're like, God damn. So there, Los Angeles, I definitely want to, visit the West Coast. I've been to Vegas twice. I'm kind of over Vegas because I don't gamble, so it's really nothing. It's like once my $20-$40 is up, I'll be like, okay, I'm about ready. Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
said DC. Ugh.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
I don't know because they're all like ghettos to me. I mean, God, it just is. They just all it's like they just all have that city wise. They just all have that familiarity to it. But I like places like you have the little cabin type thing, often beat where there's really not a lot to do. Out maybe go hiking or something in the woods. That type of thing. Yeah.
Go hike.
The creek,
Yeah.
kind of like up there.
Yeah, I like it's the peace and quiet. Just
Yeah.
to
It
be
was it was definitely with me and the group of friends I went with to Gatlinburg. We had a great
Okay.
time there.
Mhm.
I love the cabin thing, Nate. Also, I like the peacefulness, just getting away and you can just relax. Or even if it's like a beach house that's on the
yeah
beach,
on
or
the
Mhm.
beach or
you
something like
know,
that.
I
Yeah.
when we went to the cabin, it was like people were afraid. They were like, "Oh my God, it's bears!" I'm like, "Hell, I want to see a bear." Hell, I see a lot of bears when I go to the white gay clubs. I
Nah,
mean, I'm not afraid of them.
not that type of bear. No, I definitely didn't want to see a bear when I was up
Have
in
you
Deep.
dated one?
No, thank you. Um, but I do actually. Now that I think about it, I do want to go to New Orleans, and I do want to visit the Whitney Plantation because I'm like that when I go places. I need to
Look,
look.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna pay to be traumatized.
But see, that's me. That's how I like
Be
to go.
triggered.
One day I gotta go do it. Like I don't have to do it like the whole entire day, but one day I just have to go and see that, and then I can go and do other stuff. But I need to go. I do. It's just me. That's my little thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Patty. I went to Montreal. Canada was real nice. I like that.
Yeah, Canada's beautiful. You know, in
Hmm
the summertime, those little few weeks or month they have of summer. Uh,
mm,
A few
yeah,
days.
yes, just a lot of nature. I'm a nature person. I love doing nature like activities.
oh, you're funny. Yes, the Whitney Plantation is an
It,
experience.
it,
I want to be a part of that experience, JC.
with that experience.
Yes, I do. And then I could do everything else. I could watch people, shake their tatas. I could shake my invisible pierced tatas and get some beads. I could do all that, but I must go to the Whitney Plantation of one of them days that I'm there.
Have you ever been? You did say you've never been to Louisiana, New Orleans.
No, I was supposed to go. Remember, I was supposed to go,
Yeah,
and the whole COVID thing shut down, and the guy wouldn't give us the money back. So then he just kept postponing, like you can go anytime, but I'm not gonna give you the money back. So I still got a place, but
at the New Orleans, my family would go a couple of times a year, and I had
Mhm.
friends that live there. I'd visit them, but they always have something going on. There's always a festival or a parade. And we went there, and on Bourbon Street,
Mhm.
it will you're sit. Everybody's just drinking, walking, just this guy had a trench coat on, so he flashed us all with his. He
Oh,
flashed us, and there was an 80-year-old white woman that had Texas across her breast. No, it
like
was about the size of it was the size of the United States on her breast.
written or tattooed? Like,
Huh?
was it tattooed or
No,
just
it was like
tattooed, like
painted. It
painted?
was just
Okay,
painted. Yeah, Texas, and
no, thank God. Ooh,
But that was a hot ass mess.
it was a
ooh.
lot to take in. It was and then the
Did you take it in? You said it was a lot to take in.
you know what? It was
Mm-mm.
that experience.
Oh,
The
Yeah,
guy
it
with the
was.
trench coat, he said, "Woo hoo," and he flashed us. And I said,
and
"We didn't get a good look. Do it again." And he did it a
give him
few
some
more times.
beads. Okay, and did you give him some beads for doing it?
I didn't give him any beads or
Yeah,
anything
I
but
guess
else.
it
what
was.
did you
I
give
guess
them?
it wasn't that good then.
Ah,
I guess it wasn't that good then. You were supposed to give him a little.
but we saw an abnormally amount of breasts. People were pulling their shirts up, and it seemed like the girls just get adventuresome when they
Yeah,
get there because they want those beads that came from the dollar store. So they flashing their breast, and
Mm-mm.
it was. I saw tatas
yes. I am appreciator of breasts, of good breasts.
every
I'll say
day,
that.
numerous times, and
Yeah, sign me up for a ticket. I'm an appreciator of some good breasts.
see, I told y'all that. You know,
What?
when I said I'm the one that can lay in the bed with you and watch Golden Girls.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard.
Yeah,
I was watching
we
that.
could be watching go. Me and JC could be in the bed watching Golden Girls, having a good kiki.
I can lay in the bed.
Ladies,
You just can't
ladies,
lay
I'm the
too
safe
close.
one.
You just can't lay too close. None
I'm
of
the
that
safe
old
one.
cuddling, tooting your butt up on me. No, don't do that. Just lay
I'm gonna
there.
have y'all a little dreadhead baby in 9 months running around, head full of hair.
No, don't do it.
Oh, those hurricane drinks and the grenades, chickpea. Those
Oh,
grenades and yeah.
I heard they're really good. I have to try.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear they're really good. But yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yes, they are. I mean,
Thank you, Patricia Ellington. Yeah, I
Remember you said that, huh?
Mhm. I was watching the replay. I said, "Oh no, he didn't try to throw me under the bus."
no, I was saying it with love.
see, JC, right? JC said, "Y'all not about to have her divorced." You ready to look for us both and beat us up? No, thank you. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Okay, but don't get it twisted.
Well, I'll be fighting in the bed.
No comment.
Nice weather today.
Anyway, I bet it is for you in Texas. Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
God.
Let the freeze come.
Look, I'm about to go get some canned goods and some bologna for some bologna.
You better go get some bologna.
I was just saying, better get a coat.
Right.
Okay.
You better get that other hoodie.
Get generators and look, baby. Mm-mm.
You better do it. You better do it. Governor Hot Wheels be done cut that bill. Tell us about we don't have to pay that till the springtime. Y'all be sitting up there trying to thaw out like y'all was 2 years ago.
Mm-mm. Look, and we were playing musical chairs when it did happen, and we were going to each other's houses.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to a friend's house because everyone had lights on and off at different times.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we went to one friend's place. We stayed there a couple of days. Then we went to another friend. Then we just
kept popping around
until ultimately I wound up at my job. Back at my job because we had the hospitals kept heat and water on.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
And then we have showers in our locker rooms.
So either way, you wasn't walking around with the stinky bum.
Hey. Oh no, it was fresh still.
Awesome. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh at least you know when your water's not working.
Fresh and sweet.
No, I wouldn't know.
I'm just saying in general.
Okay, got it. All right.
Nice weather today.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, so that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. Good.
That train went off the track quick.
That train, yeah, it definitely goes off the rails.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Love a good train.
Yeah.
You said yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've never been on one, but
Pineapple
Express. Okay, well that's good.
There was a couple of people that rode the train there. Remember?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Train ride can be very calming.
Yes. Yes,
indeed. Very relaxed.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good times.
Yeah, good times. I like to be in the caboose, the back part of the train, because you push forward. You feel the force pushing forward.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, it's time for me to go.
Everybody to go.
Y'all listen as well, y'all. I'm checking out as well. Thanks for having me, Cap. It was a pleasure talking with you, Nate.
Yeah, okay. Rebel, you take it easy now.
Always a fool.
Yes, I always take it easy. I always take it easy. Okay, bye, y'all.
Yes, we got it.
Oh man, he is a nut.
As always, it's always great to listen to that fool. He is a mess, but you gotta love him. That Pineapple Express is something crazy. Anyway, hopefully everybody has a great week. Continue to mask up, and yes, remember early voting started this week, so definitely check out your state's early voting date. I know Georgia started 2 days ago. Texas has started today, and so on and so forth. Maryland starts on Thursday. So get out there, and be the change that you want to see, and vote. Even if it is for your first time, get out there and do your job. Make your ancestors proud. Vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. But anyway, anything you want to add, sir, before we roll on out of here?
Take care of yourself. Go out there and check on the others.
Yes, definitely. For sure. And don't forget to check out the community wall with the all about Mika's uh, nursing care or home care, kind of pros and cons and all that information, because I definitely was very valuable information. All right. So until next time, America, love on each other and yourself even more. Wear your mask, moisturize, and until next time, peace.